Right, good luck, mate.
Thank you. Look at that lovely logo. Look at that lovely logo.
So this is one of the most important parts of the competition, which is why you can see the drivers absolutely going for it. And at the moment, we've got Joe Greenhill is out there on a 51.502.
So as if by magic there, we've got the grid for the Group 1's first heat. So Greenhill, Molitor, Newman, Oakley, Ahmed, Kilby is your top 6.
What was the time? Okay. How far P2? How far to P2? Okay. Right. You were on pole for about half the session. I don't know what happened afterwards.
Oh.
I don't know how it...
Where did you finish?
First.
You fucking legend, let's go, man.
Let's hope we both had pole.
What was your time?
51.3.
What the fuck?
It was a good car.
I got nowhere near that.
You were 51.7 when I left.
Really? Oh, okay.
So it was quick.
Good luck, man, you got this.
Cheers, mate.
Here we go, lights are on. Lights are on, it's red, it's 5 reds, and let's race! It's away in the first of the heats, and once again we've already got Kai Newman has gone straight up into second position, and then fast driver number 4, Cameron, who's really having to defend to keep what was second is now third as they all go streaming through. But driver number 35, Joe Greenhill, has made a fantastic start. He is leading at the present moment in time with Kai Newman, who is really tight up in second position. Will they swing through? Will they get through? Oh, no,
we've got one
30's
already.
in the barrier. Joe Greenhill is holding up Kai Newman at the moment, and Kai Newman now looks a little glance behind. We don't have to worry. Do not have to worry about what's behind him at this particular moment in time. I wonder if Joe Greenhill is thinking, right, if I just drive super defensively then in a second Cameron Molitor will be all over Kai Newman, and suddenly Kai will have the same problem that Joe Greenhill has got at the present moment in time.
Yeah, look over the shoulder, he knows Newman's there now. So he now knows the 15 car has caught right up onto his rear bumper. They've got about a second over Cam Molitor and Harris Ahmed, who Cam Molitor's just going a little bit defensive, and that's starting to bring Sherman Chase, Callum Oatley and Max Kilby into this fight, as well as Kai Newman is trying to throw everything they've got at the back of Joe Greenhill. And now it is literally a 7-kart train fighting for the lead here.
He needs to send it, Tom. He needs to send it.
We were saying this yesterday, at times this is going to require a decisive move, and it's going to probably have to be a little bit of a risk. We saw a few drivers go for these decisive moves yesterday. Some of them worked really well, some of them didn't. He wants to go for the lead of this heat and then pole position for the second heat, because remember, where you finish heat 1 is where you start heat 2. It's going to require some decisive action from Kai Newman, and it's going to have to be quickly.
Indeed, really defensive driving there from Joe Hull at the end of the main straight, the fastest point of the track there. Joe Hull, I thought the racing line, he would have had a great overspeed, but it's trying to get around the outside of the next hairpin. It's always going to be very, very difficult. But yeah, he's looking behind. They're all checking behind. They're literally all checking behind because they know they're absolutely bumper to bumper. There we go, there's a move.
That's Jamie Sherman Trace trying to go down the inside of Harris Ahmed, the third place. Just closes up on the rear bumper. Greenhill this time doesn't try to defend. Molitor does behind, and it's going to take a bit of
that's confidence.
Yeah, it's confidence
really.
Confidence,
the speed that he took that corner, that he knew he'd have great speed on that section. Got one more lap. This is going to be the final lap. They're certainly getting their money's worth. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be way after the time is finished. Joe Greenhill's leading. He's got to hold on. Joe was like, "Oh, please check a flag. Can't be another lap of this."
As they come through the top end of the corner, the first heat of the day after a fantastic defensive drive is going to go the way of Joe Greenhill. He comes over the line, punches the air, he worked hard for that one, but Kai Newman comes home in second place, Cam Molitor third, Harris Ahmed in fourth.
Well done, mate.
Must be said that the box seat there is either pole or third. Here we go, lights are on. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Let's race, here we go. And let's see what happens. A great start from the second position driver. We haven't seen that very often in this weekend.
Yeah, Newman's helmet.
Okay, brilliant stuff. So Joe Greenhill is leading, and this field just slightly started to spread out. There's definitely a gap now forming in 2 bunches almost where we're in. There's the first one, and here comes the second one. But Joe Greenhill is keeping it very, very smooth. And what we are definitely seeing every single race is a proper race. We're not seeing just drivers just venture off into the distance. We had a lot of that yesterday. We had like 2 or 3 drivers that were just a class away from the rest of the field, and they just led the way all the time, and they were just pulling off into the distance, and then we got the big fight at the end. At the moment, every single race is absolutely nip and tuck all the way through, and we can see with 7 minutes to go, we are 0.3 seconds between Lindy's drawing alongside. He's going to have a look maybe to try and cut back. Is he going to try and do his slingshot coming out of the 3rd hairpin? He had a look at it. He wants to try something. There's no question about that.
The DRS 100 vice champion Kai Newman is trying to get on terms with Joe Greenhalgh, a very experienced karter in his own right. He doesn't even look over to the rear shoulder. He's not focused on where Newman is. He's just trying to sense where he is and put the kart in the right place. There's the look. He looks over to his shoulder to see if Newman's got an overlap. He doesn't, so he just drives his line as normal. Off he goes down the back straight once again. He's just giving a tap on the rear bumper to say, look, I'm here, and let's try and put Joe Greenhalgh off. Maybe trying to force a mistake at this stage. He's tried just about everything he can think of so far. Is he at the point now where he feels like he has to try and force a mistake off the leader?
3rd and 4th, Cameron Molitor and Callum Oatley are starting to pull back to the leading pair, and if they can join this fight, then it'll just change how it all works, because then suddenly Kai Newman will be looking behind him as well as in front of him. But at the moment, Joe Greenhalgh is soaking up all the pressure. That's what we want to see, and they're absolutely as close as they can possibly get here. Is Kai Newman going to try? So he goes to the inside, that's what he wants. He went for the gap was there. That's an overtaking move. That was, in my book, that was good. We're going to fire up the gem pad. Absolutely as close as they can possibly get here. Is Kai Newman going to try? So he goes to the inside, that's what he wants. He went for the gap was there.
Over the line, Kai Newman takes the win with Joe Greenhalgh, Cameron Molitor, Callum Oatley, Harris Ahmed are 3rd, 4th and 5th.
You in? Well done. Yeah. Just about. Just all good.
Nervous?
Yeah, a little bit.
Semis in it.
Yeah. Just I need the lap time. Got to think of the lap time.
You're in a good position. I think 1st and 3rd are quite good getting around that 1st one.
Yeah.
2nd is a bit of a disadvantage, I think.
No.
You've got to go a bit wide. But yeah. Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
As soon as we are ready to go, we will be able to get off and running. We look to the lights as soon as we have 5 of them. Very quick start from there. Lights go to green. Look at the back of the grid. They're trying to go 3, 4, 5 wide very early on, but it is Greenhalgh that leads. Cam Molitor's moved into 2nd place at the expense of Lawrence Seagrave. I think Harris Ahmed's just managed to hold on. And Ben's broken there as well. Ahmed hasn't managed to hold on. There's 1 round. That is the 14 of Lawrence Seagrave. So Seagrave, who's put in a fantastic drive all the way through the heat, ends up spun around at the start of the semi-final. Look how upset he is with that one.
That is
Marshall
harsh.
runs over, gets him pointing in the right direction, but if that's how Lawrence Seagrave's BIKC journey ends, then after a couple of spins in the semi-final in the first of the heats. Aidan Dancer currently running in 8th place. Nathan Lodge, Daniel Owen, Harris Ahmed in 11th. He's fallen right down the order from 4th. Oh no, there's a biggie in there. There's quite a lot of drivers up there. So that is Nathan Lodge, the 43.
Good start that as well.
Gotta do it again now.
More pressure.
Yeah, I know.
Once we have all 5, watch the lights go green, and we are racing once again in the BIKC. Greenhow gets a good start this time.
Ben Sproat straight to second.
Like Ben Sproat is going toward. That's not that. Ryan Fisher that's up into 2nd place there. But remember, he is carrying that 5-second time penalty. Cam Molitor is 3rd. Ben Sproat, it looks like, he's dropped to 5th on the road, as 5th on the road, but 4th in the standings, thanks to that penalty for Ryan Fisher. That drops him all the way down the order. Now let's see what he can do in terms of outracing that penalty. But up they go, up the bridge they go. That Jen has been cheering for so well. But Joe Greenhow has, there's no other word for it, checked out at the front of this one. He's got about a 1.8 second lead over Ryan Fisher in 2nd place, who now, there's no other word, is defending for his life.
So Joe Greenhow leading. The gap is still going up, extending. And in fact, he's got this absolutely in the bag.
This
now
mirrors his regional final performance like perfectly. At Bristol, he was pulling gaps all day, every day. He almost came to lapping a lot of the drivers on the grid at the regional too. So he's a very, very quick driver in open air.
It's impressive in such short races to be able to get that sort of an advantage over drivers who also have been through the exact same qualification process to make it to the regionals itself. A very impressive performance from Joe Greenhow, a very experienced driver in his own right.
So at the moment,
as it is,
Tom, it's looking like Joe and Kai on the front row of the final.
Yeah, they were fighting the whole way through the heats. We're going to get them now, potentially, if it finishes like this, we're going to get them on the front row once again and fighting against each other.
Because Joe is also proving he's got the pace. I know the camera is doing a lot of defending at the moment, but still, 4.7 is the biggest lead we've seen so far this morning in all the racing.
Yeah, there's a lot of love for Joe in the chat as well, and you can see that Gosport are looking forward for their first win potentially. Obviously 6th place was the best finish in 2020, so a long time since we've seen anyone near the podium.
Yeah, Cam Molitor, looking further back, Cam Molitor, Kieran Eve are really being held up here. So Greenhow, the Gosport driver Greenhow, is currently running 51.5. Last time over the line for him was a personal best. The other guys are around about a second a lap slower. That is how hard Ryan Fisher is defending and trying to make sure he can stay in position.
See, I think 51.5 will give him pole.
I think it would. It'd be very, if it wasn't, I'd be very, very surprised.
Time 2 minutes to go, which should be this lap probably, and another one on top of that as well. And look at the gap, 8.3 seconds. Very rarely do we see a gap of that magnitude in a BIKC. Look, absolutely on his own. Miles and miles in front, lapping 51.46 seconds. 4. That is easily pole position.
Yeah, 51.4 is probably the quickest time we've seen, but I'm looking at the lap times of everyone else. They're currently running in the 53s at the moment. So they're 1.5 seconds now a lap slower than Joe Greenhow, thanks to Ryan Fisher defending. But you can see the Greenhow is currently about to think about coming off the flyover as Cam's up. 8.7 seconds is a lot in this race. As now Kieran Eve is going to try and dispose of Ryan Fisher in front of him and try and see if he can chase after Cameron Molitor. But it is all starting to come together for Joe Greenhow. He's coming through the top end of the circuit. As look at that, Matt. Look how big the gap is between himself and Molitor. That is absolutely huge. He is going through the 3rd hairpin. The rest of the field is coming through the 2nd. As over the line, Greenhow is going to come to take the checker flag in. There is no other word, dominant fashion.
bike here.
Right, he's finally here. He's first on the grid, last to arrive in the pits. Joe, in one word, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
love that. So you started on pole. Confident?
Yeah, relatively. It's going to be difficult with the Joker laps, a new aspect, so it's interesting. I'm guessing my opinion will change depending on how this race goes, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Okay, last question before we kick off. What's your strategy for the Joker lap?
I'm not saying.
Not telling us. Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers, mate. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Have a good race.
Thank you. Cheers.
But a lot of confidence there. Joe Greenhill, you should be confident after the way he drove over a 9-second. He's got to be confident. It has to be said. Exciting, it really, really did. Here we go, we're on. 4 lights, 5 lights for the BIKC 2024. We are go! And it's a good start. And yes, let's have a look. Kai is trying to go around the outside, and I think he's knocked out. We've got 35. Thomas Shaw has already gone through and made it into second position. But Joe Greenhill, it's a fantastic start, and it's 3 abreast there. That's not going to work. Let's have a look and see the order go through. But Joe Greenhill has made the kind of start that he wants to make. Kai Newman, they're going to settle in here. And let's see, will anybody take the Joker lap on lap 1? Yes!
Yes, Shaw's gone.
Look at that!
Shaw's gone straight away. 2 of them have. So Shaw's come straight in. The 4 has come in. That's Max Kilby's come in as well. So there's a couple of drivers already going in straight away. That's a very different strategy to what we saw.
That is bold.
What we saw yesterday.
But here we go, as it stands, Joe Greenhill has made a fantastic start. He is 0.9 seconds ahead of Kai Newman. 2-1.
There goes Shaw.
There
goes McGill. He's come behind Max Kilby by the looks of it, and in between, basically in between Max Kilby and Elliot Tuesley, from what I can see there, as they come through now. There goes Kai Newman. Newman comes into the pit lane now. This is one we're going to have to watch very closely. That's the 37 in the pit lane. He's the highest placed driver who has come in so far, and he's left Joe Greenhill all on his own.
Kai is faster than Joe at the present moment in time. They are about 14 seconds apart on track. But it is Kai Newman that's putting in the lap time, 51.6 as opposed to 51.85 for Joe. And with such fine margins, I think Joe Greenhill needs to make his stop very, very soon indeed, because he's got something breathing down his neck. 13.7 is the gap, and on that lap he did a 51.7. It's very tight. Joe did virtually a 51.7, 6.95. So they're lapping absolutely at the same pace. They are literally operating virtually the same piece of tarmac, so to speak, but but they're behind.
So on track, Rafter and Simcock are very, very close together. Here's the 11. That's Greenhalgh coming through, coming into the pit lane there.
Here we go.
Let's see where he comes out. This is effectively for the race lead. We watch to see where he comes out. There's Newman. Newman's done him. Newman's overtaking him in the pit lane. So there is a jump. That shows the Joker lap coming into play. Kai Newman is now the lead driver who is pitted. Joe Greenhalgh is importantly behind him in the 11 kart. Kai Newman, who's currently about 2.5 seconds ahead of his competition on circuit, which is Joe Greenhalgh, who you've got to say has spent the whole day driving very, very well. It's just in this final, he hasn't quite had the pace to deal with Kai Newman. As Sherman Chase comes into the pit lane, this is what we wanted to see. Let's see where Jamie Sherman Chase comes out now with all the fighting. He's behind Joe Greenhalgh. He's managed to jump that entire pack. So Jamie Sherman Chase, from absolutely nowhere on the grid, he only just squoze in, is currently running third on track. Here comes Max Thorne, the 39. We saw Sherman Chase manage to jump. Let's see what Max Thorne can do. So Kai Newman's already gone through. Joe Greenhalgh goes through. Max Thorne comes out. This is important for Sherman Chase. Sherman Chase goes around the outside. Will he be able to get him? He's just about overcut him. So well done, Jamie Sherman Chase manages to get the undercut on Max Thorne there. No, the checker flag goes. Checker flag is out.
Good. Well done. That was really good. I was just pushing everything out of this. There's nothing more to give.
You got a smile on your face. You look like you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm still happy. I did what I could. Yeah. Kai was just on another level. It was insane. So I'm really happy with. Yeah, I'm happy.
I mean, you were confident at the start, but you were very chilled out at the start as well. Talk to me a little bit about the race.
Yeah. So, kind of the start happened. It was still a bit of a train, so I didn't want to do a Joker lap too early. I didn't want to lose time in battling. And then Kai pitted. And I thought maybe I should pit, but I left a couple 2 laps late, and maybe that cost me. But in the end, he had so much pace, so I tried everything I could. I pushed it so much, but that was really it.
Oh, you certainly did. You gave us an absolute epic battle as well. Do you think the Joker lap it added something to the race though, as a driver?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously I lost the chance to be able to defend, but then again, Kai showed he had the pace, so he was able to use the Joker to his advantage. So it's kind of gives and takes.
I think you've been a great sport, great race, well done. You should be proud of yourself.
Here we go, second place, the runner-up in BIKC. He led away from pole position, but comes home second. It's Joe Greenhalgh! Okay, now we also have some bottles of champagne that are armed and loaded. Here we go. This is a bit everybody does. Dominic, if you could stand a bit closer at this point. Here we go! The champagne! Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of BIKC Lightweights 2024.
Oh my god, is this recording? Is that recording?
Yes.
Yeah! Woo! I don't know
Say hi to Stephen for me.
Yeah. Say hi to Stephen, it's recording.
Love you, Stephen.
Joe, didn't realise it was recording, took a couple videos on it,
Oh, yeah.
so I hope you
No
enjoy
worries.
that when you get back.
No worries, thank you.
There you go, well done.